Welcome, everybody, to the Raad Life, the only talk radio show that takes you along with host and age explorer Rod Gantos on his continuing journey of discovery into life's challenges, opportunities, options, and all the latest and greatest things that come with getting older. The Raad Life is brought to you this week by Your Home for a Lifetime, a company dedicated to empowering you to stay safely, independently, and comfortably in your own home. And now here is your host, Rod Gantos.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hello, Orange County. We definitely are challenged. We're challenged every day. But, some of our challenges are actually very minuscule compared to other things that are out there. And this show tries to actually tackle some things and shed some lights on some things that maybe in our normal daily lives we do not encounter always. And one of the things that I had the pleasure and honor to actually have on the show last month, almost to the day, by the way, was Mr. Todd Eckert from Project Independence. And Todd is listening. I just want to give a shout out to Todd, who is actually outside of the studio today. He's literally sitting outside of the studio today because we have a full house that was arranged by him. We had talked about this on the air last time Project Independence was on here, is we wanted to bring in some of the other people that make this organization so wonderful, both the recipients of the services as well as some of the people that are working in the organization on a daily basis, providing opportunities for people with, and I use the word only because you guys have it on your website, people with disability, but I actually reframed it last time and said people with different abilities. So without further ado, I want to just welcome my guest on the show today, and thanks again, Todd. He's going to keep us down the straight and narrow. He's listening, so if you hear tapping on the windows or anything like that, that's just Todd telling us to, go in a different direction. But my guest today, sitting in front of me, is Mr. Ben Fallis, who is a Home Depot employee, father of a young daughter, and a client of Project Independence for years. And then to my side is Carla Compton, who is a job developer, works for the community to find perfect fits, employee and employer matches, which I want to find out more about. So, that's awesome. And then sitting on the stool, holding the it's almost like a bass player, right? In like a jazz quartet.
He does look like a bass player.
He does. He looks like a jazz player. Can we might have to do some jazz music.
I'll have to find some for you.
Thank you. So Mr. Tim Shervanak, who's the director of supported employment, articulates sources for employment, for the developmentally disabled benefit legislation and advocacy. And I hope you don't have that on your card.
Run that one again.
I'm just trying to figure out, does he have all that on his card?
I asked for a bigger card, but
yeah.
Well, there is two sides to a card, right?
Yeah.
Look, no, it's the Director of Community Employment Services. So I appreciate you guys all being here. Thank you again for being here. I think what you guys do and your organization does and has done for 40 years is amazing.
Thank you.
And
when you said we were challenged today, I thought you meant
we
were challenged by getting this many people in this tiny a room.
No. We've done the clown car thing in the studio before, right? But and I am challenged every time I'm here because
we had to get everybody's best side, and we had to figure everything out, make sure everybody got a good shot here.
Yeah.
This is that.
Mr.
Paul Roberts, ladies and
had
gentlemen.
to make sure everybody was powerfully aligned with the stars, and we had to move it around 2-3 times here.
Thank you.
And the other challenge is, how are you going to tell all of this story in like 30, 35 minutes? This is something you could tell
I was almost
going
to squeeze in the fact that you're also now fashionista in the corner with
having
shed your cargo pants, which you're famous for, and you're wearing a Mr. Rogers sweater. So, welcome to the neighborhood, everybody.
That's right. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Welcome to the neighborhood. So, I want to
remind everybody what Project Independence is before you.
Actually, I'm not going to remind everybody what Project Independence is. I'm going to put it on Carla or Tim to do. Who wants to take it?
Well, this is Tim, and I can tell you that Project Independence has been around for over 40 years, and we serve people with intellectual developmental disabilities. All of our services are based in the community, and we provide a variety of services, everything from community day services, which for people who don't know what that is, that's people who need a little bit more support, and they're with a job coach throughout the day, and they're picked up and dropped off by a coach, and they do a variety of really good community activities activities including paid work, volunteer work, accessing transportation, and also a number of different fun activities during the week. We do an independent and supported living, and independent living is great because it is a program that really does allow people to live on their own in an apartment, or in some cases in their own home, a home they own in the community, with whatever kind of support the person needs to be able to be on their own. It could be
functioning independently.
Right. It could be planning a menu, or preparing food, or house cleaning, and it's all based on skill development.
Let me ask you a question, Tim. Too, is because we do have times where we cover people like with assisted living and senior care and stuff of that nature. I just want to ask you, on average, with your clients that Project Independence serves, what are the age of ranges that you guys deal with? Because some of the stuff that you just pointed out, like basically, helping with independent living, being able to live in their own homes independently, so forth, there's a little bit of crossover when it comes to seniors as well.
There can be, and certainly people's needs change as they age. We have discovered that being around 40 years, a little bit more. We have a number of people that were maybe not too far out of high school when they started, and now people are dealing with aging issues. So that's one of the reasons why we have a supported living program, so that that people can transition from a program where, instead of learning skills to become more independent, maybe a person's needs are higher, and they need more support to be able to keep living on their own.
Well, and ask that question specifically for a reason, because sometimes we forget that when it comes to certain things, whether it's physical disabilities or mental, with those support services, especially if you are, on a younger side of aging, those are things that are lifelong. This is not something that goes through a phase of, okay, we've provided services. So you guys have a very unique perspective, a vantage point, I think, with the fact that you've been around for 40 years. Because you have had, I'm guessing, clients that basically you have been servicing and providing support for over that duration of time.
We do, yes.
Yeah. So thank you for that. You picked up the ball perfectly. I couldn't have asked for a better answer.
And two more quick points. How many people do you serve, and how do you pay for all this?
Yeah.
We serve over 600 people in the program. That's not counting a grant that we have from Social Security to provide work incentives and benefits information for Social Security disability beneficiaries. That's separate. But in terms of these core programs, we do serve over 600 people, and the funding comes primarily through the Lanterman Act authorizes the regional center system in California to fund our services. We're primarily funded by Regional Center of Orange County, and also we talk more about employment services later, and those services also have funding from the Department of Rehabilitation.
Well, actually, let's actually switch into that. Carla, you can maybe talk about this. I mean, one of the big aspects of independent living, I would think, a sense of purpose, is to actually have something that you are engaged in, that has some sort of normalcy, if you will, that you look forward to. So, I mean, jobs, a lot of people are defined by what they do, right? That's the society we live in. So how does that program come about? How do you guys basically implement something like that? How do you do the matching?
Okay, so we normally get people from either Department of Rehabilitation or Regional Center. They're referred to us, and then when I get them, in that stage, either I'm helping them with their application, with that getting them set up to have interview close. I help them with the interview process to know how to answer questions, and then I find out what their skills are, what their dream job is, what they want to do, and then I match them. I try to get within 5 miles of their house. Some people drive, some don't, so I want to be aware of that.
Transportation is a big issue, right, to address, yeah.
Right. So, and then finding a place that they want to be every day and enjoy it, and, that they can do the job.
That's fabulous. I mean, that's the difference between something that becomes a joy to actually look forward to and something you're just basically clocking the hours, right? And I think when it comes to something that we're talking about here, where the match is those additional layers to job satisfaction or being involved, I think probably are playing out even more important in that selection, right? I mean,
Right.
so maybe talk about some of the partners that you guys are involved in. So I know that there's some organizations that have been very supportive consistently. There's also, I think I read something about an award that you guys give out recognizing some of these organizations that have been very strong partners with you guys.
Are you pushing for an award? Is that what you're
No.
If, if I can get your last name spelled correctly, we'll have it mailed to you.
Issue that right now.
He isn't Tom.
That's what amazes me, and I just want to get that out because you asked sort of the question. The follow-up is, how do you get employers to take on people who are developmentally disabled or have physical challenges? How do you overcome that fear, that worry? How, everybody wants to do good, but
because the normal thought as an employer is that this is going to be is going to be put additional demands on me. I might have to adjust how I basically do it, make certain.
Will my customers get mad? Will the job get done? Will my employees like it or fight it? Will my, I can think of 100 excuses, I'm sorry to say, and that stand in the way, I'm sure, when you
that's
reach out to
that's
people.
why we keep Paul Roberts in the corner. Is it?
Yeah,
he's sort of the voice
cranky
of the
old
man on the
here,
street.
right?
He's a cranky old man, doesn't really know a lot, but is willing to ask the question.
The tough question. So how do you find
yeah.
people, and how do they react when you first contact them?
Right. So when I go in to a business, I find out who the hiring manager is and find out what their needs are. And then basically I'm selling their skills to them, and that this person is going to be on time. The percentage of anybody, sometimes their concerns are they going to get hurt? Are they, more prone to have accidents? And they don't. It's very minimal
So
that
again,
any of that happens. So I'm going in and I'm telling them what a wonderful person that they're going to get and the skills that they're going to have. And
Well, I mean, what Paul's question is sort of almost emblematic of what many people may go to as a first reaction. And I think it's interesting because your answer basically said, no, this is maybe like just dispelling the unknown, the fear that's based on the unknown, and basically giving them some facts. Like there's no higher propensity for that than in a normal situation.
right.
Right.
So when I go in, I usually do the groundwork of meeting them first, talking to them, and then setting up a time that I can either bring them in for an interview
Right.
or, just come meet and greet.
So are they receptive to the idea? Did they say, "Oh no, we'll get back to you and never hear back"? Or what kind
Or
of
all
reaction?
of the above.
Because I know where we're headed with this is once
Yeah.
they break through that barrier and employ people like the young man that you brought here today, they're just amazed. How do we get more of this? How do we do this? Oh my God, this is the happiest employee I've got. This is the most on-time employee I've got. Far from being a worry, this is a joy. And it infects the whole organization. So I've heard the stories before how it ends up. I'm just trying to get over the initial work. Is it that easy? You just call them and say, hey, we've got some people that can fill these skill gaps, and they say, hallelujah, get them over here, or do they fight you and resist it?
Well, and do you find that maybe certain types of businesses have a little bit more likelihood to embrace it versus others?
You know what? It's really on the individual and their experiences that they've had. And so
Makes perfect
that's what
sense.
makes the biggest, But if I feel like, I don't take no as an answer.
That's like, I kind of got that.
I
right?
don't. I just, if I feel like there's, an opportunity there and somebody seems to be a little bit open and I know that I've got a good client, I'm going to go back.
So I'm going to ask the other question that goes with this is, given the nature, the fact that it's people with disabilities that you're placing or you're trying to find a match, are there limitations to what kind of jobs could be appropriate, could be beneficial from your experience, or is it pretty much wide open?
It just depends on their abilities. Everybody's skills and everybody's abilities are different.
Just like every single one of us sitting here today.
Exactly.
So give us some examples of companies you're working with. Let's bring Todd in. You can talk about his examples. So you successfully broached the subject. You've been persistent, and they said, okay, we'll try it. Give us some companies that have tried hiring people through your program. And do they come back for more?
Brag and name drop.
Yeah, come on.
You know what? I feel like some of the best places are Sprouts and Home Depot.
You had somebody from Trader Joe in here once before.
Yeah, Trader Joe's. I just it just depends on.
And what I recall is that some of these places, these are jobs, because you're talking about maybe entry-level jobs, or they're doing some task bagging or something else or whatever. These are jobs that they can't fill very often. They constantly are. People are leaving these jobs. They're not motivated to be there. They're just, I need a job, so here I'll go be a bagger at Trader Joe's until something else comes up here. But you're offering them a stable alternative here.
Right, I'm taking care of that entry job that gets turned over so many times for them that
bet.
I can give them somebody that's going to be there.
And there's a
long
cost to that company with the turnover.
Right.
That's a
They got to retrain, they got to hire,
Right.
they got to train everything
Right.
else. And then what kind of support level do you give these people when you place them?
Right.
Does Todd
Once
just
you
show up
place
at your
them.
door one day and start working for you,
Ben.
or do you have coaches and
Right.
Gentleman's name is Ben.
Ben? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Who's Todd? Todd's
Todd's outside.
Todd's outside. Well, Todd's sort of the image in
That's
my
okay.
head for everybody here.
That's all right.
So when Ben first started his job, he had 100% job coach that was there for the first month, and then the second month is 75% in general, 50% the next month, third month is 30%.
And what does that mean, Carla? Like, it's a
So-
whole month with a coach 100% of the time. What does that mean?
So that means that they're beside them, or they're close enough within
They're
earshot.
shadowing them, basically.
Yeah, they're not doing the job for them. They're there, though, and support. So if they need a reminder, that something needs to be done.
And is that
they just
coach
support.
provided by Project Independence, or is it?
Yes.
Okay, all right. No, just to be clear, yeah.
So you're getting a twofer. You're getting a good employee who wants to work very badly
being
here.
coached on somebody else's dime.
Yeah, and you're giving them the support to make sure they show up on time and they know how to do the job, and they work with them to make sure that they get the job done.
And Ben, how was that? Was that an important part for you when you started to have that support?
Yeah, it's been really important. I just want to say this is really awesome to be on here. But this program has been a huge support in just life in general.
Well, Rod's show is, he talks about the craziest things in the world here. Who knows what you're going to hear on the Raad Life each and every week here. This is his life that he's going through
Well,
here.
no, it's true. Paul ad-libs all the time, and he thinks himself a stand-up comic in the corner. But the thing about it is true.
See, they're laughing. So
I know. There's value. You bring value to the show. But it's true. It's your life. I mean, we're really talking about this in terms of organization and programs, all this stuff. But it's really your life. So. What brought you to Project? Let's start from the beginning. What brought you to Project Independence?
How did you find
How did you
those?
guys connect?
I'd have to say, going back to when I graduated high school in 2004, I graduated from Costa Mesa High School.
Okay.
And when I got out of high school, instead of like going to college and doing other things, my parents wanted to make sure that I would be successful in life by getting me in other job programs.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one on the east side of Costa Mesa, and they called themselves Harper Step. And that got me the opportunity to work at places like Kmart, and do maybe 2 hours here or there, at Target. I've had the opportunity to work at elementary schools with kids under 1 year old, and then having my daughter, which is a really appreciation on life, and just has turned my life around in so many different ways.
How old's your daughter?
11 years old,
Wow.
6th grade.
6th grade.
Uh-huh.
So you found a way to work past whatever disabilities God gave you here, to find a way not just to be happy and successful and work with a meaningful way. The company's happy, you're happy, but now you got a happy daughter too.
True. Somehow, I've been in retail for over 10 years, so I've had lots of experience from everything from angry customers to nice customers. So I've learned to work my way around it and just brush off the dirt and help out another customer that needs that extra help. I've just somehow, I don't know if it's from having my daughter 11 years ago, but I've just had a whole new look on life, and I'm happier. I love life. I have 2 great parents.
What's the favorite part of your job?
And what do you do? What do you do for Home Depot?
At the moment, I'm a lot tech, what they call. I work out in the parking lot. I pull in carts. They've actually ended up making me the captain.
Congratulations.
Captain of the team here. Okay.
Captain of the team, you
Awesome.
know it.
All right.
And they said because I was the only one that was willing to stick in lot when everybody else ended up leaving at a certain point when all the lot associates, basically just when we needed more lot associates. And everybody left, but I stayed.
You stepped up.
And
who are the rest of the lot associates? All kids just with their first job, or are they seniors with their last job? Who comes and works for you on your team here?
it's kind of a combination of both. Kids getting out of high school, kids about my age, 34, 35. So it's a little combination of both. I love the responsibility that it gives me because it's not only a new look on life, but like I've never had this kind of responsibility.
Yeah,
where
right. You're in charge of people here.
yeah,
Right.
so it's pretty cool.
Well, and you know what? Let me just say this: being in an industry for 10 years is a solid background for anybody. I mean, and I can hear your enthusiasm and your attitude, and I think any employer looks for that ideally in anybody they bring in, because there's an infectious component that comes with this, with everybody else that you're interacting with. I mean, the 10 years we're talking about, Ben, have you been at Home Depot for the 10 years?
No, it's just been regular retail
Okay.
throughout the 10 years.
And what do you like about your current job with Home Depot? Is there anything that really you think I'm really grateful for that? I mean, you said responsibility. So is there anything else that
Just
makes you want to get up in the morning and actually do
You get
that?
any discounts? Can we come to you for discounts?
I wish we don't. They unfortunately don't really do discounts, but I mean they do stock. So like they try to encourage us to if we wanted to, we could put money away for
That's the stock.
I guess my managers are pretty cool, and the people I work with. I'm always getting new opportunities when I go into the store. I've gotten to work in parts of like the lumber department and learn about the different types of wood we sell. Everything from working in plumbing to even having chances to work in hardware. So these have been pretty cool opportunities, and still being able to be the captain of the parking lot. And then every now and then they'll give me an opportunity here. So it's cool feeling. I don't know how to explain it.
Which Home Depot do you work at?
The one in Santa Ana on Harbor and MacArthur.
I know exactly where that is.
I'm Big Ben.
Go see Big Ben at
Big Ben.
at Home Depot in Santa Ana.
Sometimes I usually have on my knee-high crazy socks on. But everybody likes it. They like my attitude. They like my style. Somehow every day when I go in, it just puts a smile on everybody's face, and I see it. And like there'll be so many days I'll go in and like the store will be like so not energetic, and then I come in and they're like, oh man, Ben's in the house. All right, it's a good day now.
Knock it up a notch here. Can I ask you one hard question? I don't want
Sure.
this to offend you, but was anybody uncomfortable? Was anybody treat you any different? Did anybody give you a tough
You ever
time?
experienced any of that?
Was it
Not necessarily at Home Depot, but just in general.
Throughout high school years, I got picked on a lot. People just, they looked at me different.
And we're all scared of different.
Many of the jobs I've had, I would have job coaches that would follow around with me, and they would have like a notepad, and they would like have on like sunglasses, and people would be like, who are these people that are following Ben around? I'd get a lot of like questions and suspicious, like how come Ben gets all this but we don't? And, kind of standing out in the crowd a little bit like that. At first was kind kind of a little hard for me, but I learned to grow out of it and just accept it.
And now that you've proven yourself at Home Depot and other places, does anybody even notice?
Do you even experience
Yeah, I
it,
mean, you're
people?
just Ben. Does anybody ever, at this point, I would think you're just one of the team now here.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is, I get regular customers coming into our store, just saying, thank you, and like they've told my manager,
Looking for you. Yeah.
like, I like how you work so hard. I like your attitude on life, and you keep it up, brother. And just and some of these guys be like, man, I wish I had somebody like you on my team.
Yeah.
I know the work would get done if I had
it's
somebody like you
invaluable.
on my team, man. And so I get a lot of that from just regular contractors, regular customers, just like I see customers like just come into our store, they'll be happy, and they see me, and it's just it's a whole nother story.
We heard that in some of the other stories where customers, if there's any fear that the customers won't react well to seeing somebody with a disability working on site, give it a try. Instead, they come back and they not only have a positive attitude about the employer for giving someone a chance, but their attitude is just infectious. Why do you have such a great attitude here? I struggle to have a good attitude on a normal day here.
Well, and it just goes to show you, right? I mean, it is really a choice.
So do you see how easy it is when
Yeah.
I have people like Ben to place?
Yeah.
He's easy to go in and say, hey, I've got a great employer for
Well,
you.
absolutely. I mean, he's an ambassador, not taking away from his own personal traits that he brings to this, but you guys are obviously working very symbiotically well together and providing that opportunity, and there's a perfect example of what what is possible.
And what does Home Depot
When
say
we
then
give-
when
when
you
we
place
step away
somebody
from that
like
fear.
that? Do they want more? Do they come
Yes,
back and say, oh, yes,
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
give me more candidates like this one?
Well, who
more
wouldn't? I
people
mean,
like this.
anybody
Yeah.
who's listening, or if you're actually watching us and on a video feed right now, or you will in the future, you can see for yourself. Okay, I mean, you'd almost have to go out of your way, I think, to frame Ben in a different box in order not to get exactly that out of what this exchange that we just had. It's a positive human being that is really great attitude. I haven't seen him work physically at Home Depot, but I still have no doubt in my mind that he is putting in 120% effort on whatever he's being asked to do, doing it with an open heart, doing it with a smile on his face, and it's not a fake. There's an authenticity that comes across. Even if you're just hearing the show, there's an authenticity that comes across that is infectious, and that is exactly the word. And any business person, any business owner will tell you, any team leader will tell you that is golden. I mean, that is the difference between a miserable 9-to-5 existence and one that is not. And it is infectious. It infectious the whole team. People that are down can't stay down. I mean, I remember an old saying, and I can't remember whether it was. I might give Tony Robbins here the credit, but maybe I'm wrong. I do believe it was from the Power series. But he said, if you're ever feeling down, and you actually force yourself to smile. Like, even you're feeling miserable, but you force yourself to smile. Your physicality of forming a grin on your face, you are unable to hold that with an attitude of feeling down.
Absolutely.
And if you don't believe me, anybody who's listening, you try that for yourself. You cannot do that. You
can't smile all day
The
and be
physiology of
miserable,
human
huh? Yeah,
being,
that's
you
very
cannot
true.
smile and hold it and over time maintain a down attitude. It's really kind of a bizarre exercise when you first do it, right?
Well, what's bizarre to me here? You got a whole bunch of people in the room here, there's a few, including a few out in the hall and behind us. There are 2 people in the room, only 2 people with a big beaming smile on their face. Carla for working with people like Ben, and Ben for being here and telling his story.
now,
here. I got 2 people.
Tim is smiling. I'm
Yeah, he's
smiling.
a little,
You're off camera. Nobody sees your
just-
sourpuss.
We've got that little kind of, yeah, okay. But I'm looking.
I
At
can
2
hear
people just
Todd
beaming.
smiling outside in the corridor too.
Todd's probably smiling.
Yeah. But no, I mean,
He's smiling because I called him by the wrong name here. But anyway,
No, you called Ben by the wrong
Oh,
name. And he still smiled.
he still smiled. I called him by the right name.
What can I
What
say?
can I say?
So, how many Bens of the world? You must have just cherry picked one. This is only the good one here. There's a million unhappy Bens out there.
Wow,
that-
you are on a roll today.
Come on, you can't tell me everybody's
Debbie
like
Downer
Ben.
over there.
Ben's the poster child for what you're offering here.
Yeah, so this morning I was out job searching for a young man, and when I went into the store, because I have somebody else that's there, and they said, "Hey, do you got another?" His name happens to be Ben. And
Another
he's like,
Ben.
"Do you got
Everybody's got the same Ben.
Because if you've got someone like him, bring him in. I said, "Well, I've got somebody for you." So I gave him his name, said he's already applied. You know, call him up.
So these
cool is
gentlemen
that?
not only have become a very instrumental part of their work environment where they're working, and let's call it what it is, the relationships that they have built both for themselves
Right.
and for the organization in those workspaces, but they've also become almost like a benchmark,
Right.
like a bar.
Yes.
Okay, of attitude. I mean, I gotta tell you, if you're a sourpuss and you work in an environment and you got somebody like Ben there's gotta be a love-hate relationship going on. It's like, oh no, here comes the cheerful guy again.
Yeah, right, exactly. Right, that's the way I'd feel. Oh God, Ben's
You
in the
ever-
room.
you
Now I
ever
gotta be
encounter
happy
that?
again.
Oh yeah, I get that all the time. Like,
Damn it! Here we go.
I got customers and other workers just saying like, "Oh, that's Ben laughing. Oh, it's gonna be a good day then."
If I was at Home Depot, I'd go up to Ben quietly and say, "Dial it down, buddy. You're
So if
making us
anybody,
look all bad
I'm
here.
going to
Come
put
on."
I'm going to put it out there. Anybody who's feeling down and you happen to be near the Home Depot in Santa Ana,
Stop
go
by.
in and ask
Big
for Ben,
Ben.
because I don't know that you're going to last more than 2 minutes before you walk out. You might not walk out with any lumber or any plumbing parts, but you'll definitely walk out with a smile on your
So
face.
let's go back to the funding issues here. Is this a program that's growing and properly funded? Is government? I can't believe government's not trying to cut back everything everywhere by every means they can.
And to that point, because a lot of nonprofits these days, because of change in the nonprofit world, have faced different challenges recently. How do you guys look to sustain this? Because obviously this is an amazing program that has
Easy to
positive impacts
sell,
up and
amazing
down.
effects, right? Yeah, well needed.
On a very personal level, one-on-one, and then also community level, you know. So
how are you selling the story, and how you is funding?
Carla's pointing at Tim.
being
you're
a-
up.
Yeah.
Funding is an issue. Funding is a
How
huge, persistent, growing issue. You can see a lot of the good that we do for the individuals we serve and for the community.
I can
in-
see you guys
in
feel
general.
good about doing it too here.
I love what I do.
It shows.
Well, when we get the right people in to do the job that helps people, everybody wins.
Yeah.
The problem that we have right now is we've been under-resourced for many years, and that there are a number of factors such as the increase in minimum wage, where we don't control our own rates. If we worked in a business where the cost of doing business went up, we could at least consider raising the cost of the service or product that we that we produced to try to stay competitive. We don't have that.
Oh, and there's
option.
probably more demand for your services, right? That out there, and need for your services, I should say.
Yeah, across
than
the
you guys can handle with your current resources, right?
Across the state of California, there are waiting lists that are forming, and they're not supposed to be waiting lists. We're supposed to have a system that serves everyone who needs it.
It's like a reflection of our society when you got a waiting list like that with people that are like Ben, that basically are just waiting for that opportunity to basically be guided into a sustainable, independent living, regardless of their abilities. I mean, yes, that is a reflection on our society. It's a sad reflection on our society, actually, unfortunately.
Now, our program, our infrastructure exists. We could serve a lot more people, but because of the strong economy and the wages that we're able to pay, we can't always attract the committed staff. You've probably gotten some idea that not just anybody can do a job like this.
Well, give Carla a raise, whatever it is. She deserves a raise. There.
Sign me up.
well, and you know, we did talk about, like, you know, aging and caregivers and stuff like that. I mean, this is an emotional job, right? I mean, when you're dealing with people, I think regardless of anything, whether normal abilities, disabilities, whatever, care, you are providing a care service, and you are providing and you are caring for people in one form or the other, and it has an emotional impact. It's not, you know, if you're really good at it, you might be able to compartmentalize that when you go home and not take it with you, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't have an emotional impact on you. And if you're really, your heart is in the right place, it's unavoidable. So to your point, Tim, I think, you know, that this is something that sometimes gets missed when it comes to nonprofits that are basically, especially dealing with people and relational support, is that it really does take the right kind of person.
Otherwise, what? It's a burnout. You just
I mean, it wasn't that long ago
I
when
don't see Carla being burned out of what she seems to be inspired.
Well, she
and
said she loves what she
persistent.
does.
How did you get into this, Carla? What brought you to Project Independence, and how long did you?
Yeah, so I moved here about 11 years ago from Michigan, and
Now I know what the problem is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I'm from. I'm from Michigan here too.
There you
Okay,
go.
there you go.
okay.
Lansing.
Let her answer
you know.
the question. You can have
sorry.
home week.
Sorry, I went to Ann Arbor, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
All right.
okay. So I started off with entitlement specialist, where you're helping people with their bills, anything to do with their finances, and then this job opened up, and
But what
I
brought
thought it
you
was a
to?
good fit.
But what?
What brought
you
you to
didn't when
Project
you came to
Independent?
here? You didn't say, let me find. Let me go
I'm
look
moving
for.
from Michigan to
Right.
go to.
Let me go find how I can help people with
Yeah.
disabilities work. Or had you done that work before?
no, I hadn't. I had a friend that worked here, and she told me about the job, and so I thought, oh, that sounds good. We can help people make their lives better.
Yeah.
And had you been involved in any like care services before, or is this a
Not really.
okay?
Not in.
Well, no, the
Yeah.
only reason I'm asking, and I'm not trying to pry, is it's also interesting for us when we talk to people that choose to be in this sort of care provider position. It tends to have a real personal, like the personal decision that they have made to basically pursue this.
Right.
Yeah, somebody in their family they know or whatever. There's there's
There's-
usually some other passion
aging,
or purpose
there's-
that
yeah.
brings, because as he was saying back there, it doesn't sound like you guys get paid massive
They don't
CEO salaries.
get paid
there.
what they deserve, and given those restrictions, probably yes, the salaries are limited. So, what can people do to help?
Yeah.
How can they help?
Can we advocate? Can we donate? Can we volunteer? What do you need from the ordinary public out there who probably doesn't even
pull
know
out your
you
wallet.
exist?
Yes.
They take credit card.
Yes, all right. Take credit cards.
And where can people go to do that?
Well, we have our website, pro-independent, www.proindependence.org. We are on Facebook, and we have events during the year that you can support. Our key event is our Walk for Independence. That is every year in September. And
I'm only going if I get to walk with Big Ben here.
well, Ben has been honored. You mentioned at the very beginning
Yes.
about the award that we offer, or that we award
name of
every
the
year.
award, Tim.
And
What's the name
it's
of the
called
award?
the Extra Mile
Extra Mile.
Award for people who
So I thought it was a great name.
employers who go above and beyond in
Yeah.
creating opportunities, support for people with disabilities. And Ben was really proud to honor Home Depot one year. And Home Depot didn't just bring one person. They didn't
Yeah.
just bring some customer relations person. They brought a team of people. They brought the person in the big suit, the big
Yeah.
Homer suit, and they
The
brought
big
a
Homer suit.
Oh yeah.
anyone who knows Home Depot knows Homer is
Mm-hmm.
is a big part of Home Depot, and they brought a whole table of people that helped work with crafts for people, for some of the kids that were at the
Yeah.
event. They really fully participated, and we were glad to honor them.
Wow.
That's wonderful, and rightfully so.
And
It
how
should
much
be. I
of
mean,
your funding comes from the state, and how much of it comes from private donations, or do you have
And- or
do you have
corporate
sponsors? What?
A small percentage comes from donations, and that's one of the things that we're really trying to build up, because we really can help our sustainability if people are offering some kind of regular sustaining support
Yeah, right.
for our services. Because
Ongoing gifts and
in the
stuff.
future, the increases in public support might be more questionable.
Might be.
And-
I would
and-
think
and
they
are
would
there-
be. It's always under threat, I think, these days.
Are there opportunities for people to volunteer and help?
Yes, we've had another event we've had several years in a row is participating in the Orange County Marathon at one of the water stations. We get a number of volunteers for that event, and for our Walking for Independence, we get volunteers for that event too. People want to participate directly. There are different events that the people we support they participate in during the year. Fun things, some of the things that Todd organizes, and sometimes if somebody wants to come out and volunteer for an event like that, they'll see how just how happy people are with the services they're getting and the lives they have.
How many more employers do you need to find? Are you always looking for new employers, or do you have a sufficient network to
Place
feed-
people.
Place people, yeah.
Carla, you want to talk about that?
We always need more, other places that will open up their basically opening up their heart and giving people an
give me
opportunity.
reach out right now.
Yeah, reach out to
who do you
people right
want to?
now.
What kinds of jobs are we looking for? I don't retail jobs, stocking, bagging. Todd's in charge of the cart division here, collecting shopping carts. I'm trying to use my imagination.
Ben.
Yeah.
What other?
Ben does a lot.
It's okay. It happens when you get older.
It does. I'm telling you. Can you help
like-
me? Help me get a job today.
Can we get Paul a job?
I've clearly got some disabilities going on today here. All right.
Like movie theaters.
Movie theaters. Okay.
Places that do like arts, like Michael's, those kind of places. I'm just trying to think about some places that.
How about restaurants?
the current- yeah.
Cleanup or
busing, dishwashing? Yes.
manufacturing. Was that too?
So let me add another layer to this. It's really interesting because we talk about retail. My bread and butter is doing interiors, commercial interiors spaces, and we do retail, we do restaurants, we do all these things. And the key word has always been, not always, but has been for the last, let's say, 5 years, experiential, experience.
Right.
It could be
Make it a
great,
good
it could look
experience
pretty,
when you
it could
come
be
in,
whatever,
right.
but it's experience. And I keep going back to the fact that one of the most iconic elements of coastal Orange County forever and ever and ever that really resonated with a brand was the greeter in Laguna Beach. Remember the greeter in Laguna Beach?
Yeah.
There's a statue for the greeter at Laguna Beach right there by Main Beach, right? This is a guy basically who was the first impression, you entering Laguna Beach, and here's the thing that sets the tone for your whole experience in the town. Now, you think, oh, that's kind of quaint and cute, right? But it really is very powerful element in any environment. So to anybody that
look what
Carla's
Walmart made
looking
it.
at,
Walmart does that. Yeah.
I mean, somebody with a great attitude, somebody with a work ethic, somebody with a desire to be a part of a team,
a joy to be
joy
there,
to
not
be there.
not a burden looking at their watch saying, "What time do I get off here?"
That is an opportunity. That is not an act of charity, to be honest, in my book. So I will echo
Amen,
those
yeah.
same industries that Carla and Paul brought up, and say anybody who's listening to the show, that if you are in a service industry, if you are in a product or service industry, if you are in any of the type of businesses that Carla pointed out, reach out to Project Independence, because I think this is not just sort of it'd be nice and we can do it. I think this is a very powerful partnership that could establish everything, including, to be honest, the ongoing desire for a lot of organizations, a lot of companies right now to show a human, socially responsible face to their business, whether they are a mom and pop,
We all want to show we're
whether
good guys
they're a large
out there,
corporation. And again, mom and pops, this is a great opportunity. This is a really great opportunity for you guys to look at this. And we're all struggling with minimum wage, and that's all I can pay right now because I'm a small operator. I got maybe 1 or 2 locations, but the quality of the people I'm going to get are going to be grumbling. They're walking in because you're not getting paid enough. I mean, come on, people, think outside the box. Reach out to Project Independence.
They also get a tax credit, which is wonderful, and they get it. The job
you're
coaches.
sweetening
Now
the deal
their accountants are listening.
Yeah, right.
Right? I mean, it's
Right.
making you money.
It's a win-win.
How about the next show? We got to leave in like 2 minutes. Or the next show coming up is about hotel investing. It's another show that Rod sits
Well,
on.
I think hospitality industry is a perfect example. And again,
Yeah.
a lot of
Cleaning
people, a lot of my
rooms and
friends
other sorts of
and
things,
colleagues
yeah.
in the hospitality industry, you should definitely look into Project Independence. And I will tell you, and I told this to Todd when he was on this show last month, I love the fact that your domain name is pro-independence. Okay? It's not just a shortening of the word project. It actually stands for exactly what you guys stand for, which is pro in favor of independence. And it's proindependence.org, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So reach out, check it out, everybody, and reach out to Carla or Tim or Todd or Ben, who's in the room with us.
Yeah. Go to Ben first.
Don't call Paul. Paul will put you in the wrong connection with the wrong people. Or you can reach out to me. But check out proindependence.org. Check out their services. Volunteer. This is an organization that didn't just come up in the middle of the night. They've been around for 40 years. They have a lot of time on the ground. They know what they're doing. They want to do more for more people. There's a more need than there is, and we say this with every nonprofit effort, right? There's more need than there are resources to put towards it. But this is a really great feeling. I mean, Ben, thank you, man. My day was going fine. I thought until I got into this room. But now my day is awesome.
We got to bring it up a notch.
I mean, Paul got to leave because I'm not going to be down, after Ben leaves. But again, I'm putting it out there, and I hope you don't mind. You're feeling down? Pull into Home Depot at Santa Ana, talk to Ben, look for Big Ben, and
come see me.
I think you'll leave at least with a smile on your face. Hopefully, with some more product too. But guys, I know we need to go. I really, really love the fact that you guys were here today. You really did make my day.
Thank you.
So
Thanks
thank
so
you
much
for
for
all
having
that
Thanks
you
so
guys do.
much. Thanks for having me.
All the best.
Ben, awesome. Thank you very much for sharing your time, man.
Awesome. Was my pleasure.
All the best and all the good luck, and way to
Thank
be,
you.
Dad.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we'll be back next week with more of the Raad
You have
Life.
been listening to the Raad Life Radio Show with your host and age explorer, Rod Gantos, brought to you on the one and only octalkradio.net. Join us next week as we continue our journey of discovering life's challenges, opportunities, options, and all the latest and greatest things that come with getting older.
This is CBS News on the Hour.
I'm Jim Sheneby. It's controversy with a capital C for Democrats in Virginia these days amid calls for the resignation of Governor Ralph Northam over a racist photo and allegations of sex assault surrounding Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax. Now the state's attorney general admits he appeared in blackface. CBS's Steve Dorsey.
Mark Herring says he and his friends in 1980 dressed up as rappers at a college party with wigs and brown makeup. In a statement, Herring calls it, quote, callous and inexcusable, but not a reflection of who he is today. This comes as the state's governor, Ralph Northam, refuses to resign over a blackface picture on his medical school yearbook page and a sexual assault allegation against Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax. Steve Dorsey, CBS News.
There was a gathering at the State Department today. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo hosting his counterparts from the ISIS coalition to talk about the U.S. troop pullout from Syria and why they should not be overly concerned.
President Trump's announcement that U.S. troops will be withdrawing from Syria is not the end of America's fight.